November so far. I love a new month. It's just really refreshing. So I'm back at it with another video today. And I wanted to discuss my BBL journey. I'm gonna go into a little bit in depth about like how I picked out my surgeon, what all happened with my surgeon, how surgery was for me, the recovery. I'm not gonna go into detail with like the items that I bought to prepare for surgery because there's already so many videos on that on YouTube. I found so many resources on YouTube. So I didn't really want to like make another video that was like gonna be talking about the same stuff over and over again. So I'm just gonna talk about my journey and how it was. I do have some stuff written down, that way I don't like go into like just talking like I am now. Anyways, so let's get into it. So first and foremost, my decision to get a BBL. I decided that I wanted to get a BBL this year. I had the money for it. I have been wanting to get a BBL for the longest, mainly because I had a lot of lower belly fat that was not going away. And I was working out, I was eating good. I feel like now that I'm getting older, it is a little bit harder for me to lose weight, even though I've been dropping a lot of weight lately. Before my surgery, I feel like it was really hard for me to lose weight. No matter what if I was eating a really strict diet, working out, it wasn't happening. I would notice like a difference in my butt and my thighs when I would work out, but when it came to my lower belly fat, I feel like it was not going away. And so I knew that like getting surgery would help that, because when you get a BBL, you get lipo and they transfer it to your butt. And I also wanted to have a rounder booty because I always had a big butt, but I felt like my butt was very, like, it was just wide. Like, it had a little cushion to it, but it wasn't like, I wanted that side profile, projection, and I wanted it to just move, like, really, how, like, bubble booties type of vibe. That's what I wanted, and my butt wasn't like that. So I definitely wanted that, and I definitely wanted the waist. I wanted the video vixen body type, like the Coke Instagram model, Coke body type. That's what I want, right? That's what I wanted. So I decided in April to research and find a doctor. So I have been following so many Instagram models during that time, and a lot of like people now, they're very open about having surgery and who they went to. So I was following this one Instagram model, and she did post that she went to Dr. Harry at New Life Plastic Surgery. So I went to his Instagram page, I saw some of his results, and I was like, okay, I like this person. So I reached out to New Life and talked to a coordinator, surgery coordinator, and she set me up to send a $500 deposit, and then after the deposit is sent, I was going to figure out the date. So I really wasn't sure what date I was going to go yet, and it was kind of a confusing time because this is when like coronavirus first came out, and like people didn't really know what was going on, so I did not set a date. And I also knew that I didn't want to go out of the country because, like I said, the coronavirus had just started. And also, with my first surgery, I was a little nervous, and I wanted like to be able to fly out a family member in case like an emergency happened. I knew that it'd be easier for my family to go to Miami versus go to DR or go to Colombia, So I wanted to be somewhere in the States where I just felt a little bit safer, and just know that if something happened, it would be easier for my family to come to me in case something bad happened. And so I went and I sent the deposit, through phone, I sent them a deposit, and I was set after that. So after that, it was just about figuring out, the date. Now, mind you, this was April, right? We had set the date. Well, we had not set the date, but we had said that it was going to be Dr. Harry who was going to be my doctor. I told my friend about who I was going to. She sent me a few articles about Dr. Harry and how he had a death happen, and that made me a little bit of uneasy about continuing to go to him for my surgery. Not saying that that was like his fault. There's a lot of reasons why somebody can pass during surgery. I mean, this is a very not dangerous. Well, it is dangerous. A very dangerous surgery, and anything can go wrong. It might not be the doctor's fault, right? But just knowing that a death has happened under his, his care, it kind of just made me rethink about wanting to go with him. So I ended up looking at other doctors under New Life Plastic Surgery, and I found Dr. Doback, and I was like, I want Doback because she worked with thicker girls, and I was a thicker girl. I weighed 175 prior to getting my surgery, so I was a little thick. So I'm like, let me go to Dr. Doback because she really, she's very aggressive with her lipo. She's really giving the Instagram baddie look, and that's the look that I wanted. Harry wasn't really giving me those vibes, and neither were other doctors there. So I reached out to my coordinator. I said, hey, I really want to go with Doback instead. She told me that Doback was scheduled and booked up until January 2021. And I was not going to wait that long to get my surgery. So I'm like, okay, who else do you have? Because I don't want Harry anymore. She said Simmons. I looked at Simmons. It was okay. And he did work with thicker girls. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go with Simmons. I'm just going to tell him this is what I want. That way he knows what I want. But I'll go to Simmons instead. And Simmons didn't have any deaths or anything like that. So this whole time, right? This is like April, May, right? This happened in May now. I'm thinking I'm going to Dr. Simmons now. That's what I'm thinking. So before you get your surgery, you have to go get your blood work done, get an EKG. You have to get cleared by a doctor to make sure that you're healthy enough to go get this cosmetic procedure done. So New Life sent me the stuff, and on the paperwork it said for Dr. Harry. So I'm sitting here confused, like, why does it say Dr. Harry? I'm going to Simmons, but you know what? Maybe because I was going to Harry at first, they just haven't changed the paperwork or whatever, the name on the doctor's name on the paperwork. So I'm still gonna get this stuff done, but it was just weird that it said Dr. Harry. So like a week later, after I got all my stuff done and I sent them the stuff, I texted my coordinator and I'm like, I'm just wondering, like, why does my paper say Dr. Harry when we talked and we said we were gonna do Simmons instead? And she said, oh no, you're going to go to Harry. I don't remember us discussing about you going to Simmons. Mind you, it's a whole text thread that says that I'm gonna go do Simmons instead. So I will say this, okay? If you are looking for like bedside, A1 customer service, bedside care, someone holding your hand throughout the entire time of getting your BBL, do not go somewhere in Miami. You're not gonna get that. Okay, there's a reason why they're charging $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 for a BBL because they don't offer that. The customer service was terrible. Okay, how are you guys gonna? I just spoke to you, and we said Simmons, and now all of a sudden I'm not going to Simmons anymore. You know. So now I'm going to Harry again. So now I'm a little upset because I already explained to her that I didn't want to go to Harry. She's telling me that Simmons is no longer available. So I'm like, whatever, I'm just going to go to Harry, right? So I spoke to some of my friends. They were also getting surgery. They also were trying to go to Dr. Doback. They also got the same response that Doback was booked till January 2021. So then they also got Dr. Harry. So we were like, let's all go together. Let's schedule our surgery around the same time. That way we can get an Airbnb, get a chef, get a nurse, and we can all recover in the same place. Because when you get surgery, they want you to stay like at least a week after surgery there to recover. You can stay at a recovery home if you want to. I personally liked the Airbnb more than a recovery home option just because I had my own private space. I had my own private bedroom and my own private bathroom. I know a lot of recovery homes, you share like a room or you share a bathroom and stuff like that. And like, well, that's nothing wrong with that really. For me, for my first surgery, like I wanted to just be comfortable and not have to like I don't want to be around nobody else. I just didn't want to deal with that. So we got an Airbnb, like 15 minutes away from the surgery center. And then I ended up hiring a private nurse through Luxury Care. They were amazing. Like they helped me so much. They made it super easy for me. They really took good care of me. And I will link their Instagram down below. So if you're looking to hire a private nurse or if you're looking for a recovery home, definitely hit them up. Like they were not expensive at all. And they just really helped me so much with like taking a shower, eating. They were making food for me, washing my faja every day. You know, anything that I needed help with, they were there. So I really recommend them. So anyways, we get to Miami. We're at the Airbnb. My massages are booked. I got 2 different fajas ready. I got all my supplies. I have hired my nurse. They were scheduled to get their surgery done July 1st. I was scheduled to get my surgery done July 3rd. I have booked the hotel room for 2 days after my surgery. That way, I just wanted to stay a little bit extra. I had booked a plane ticket for my sister to come to Miami so she could help me. So we were set. We were ready, right? So we go on Instagram and we see a post from another surgical center saying that they are now taking appointments for Dr. Harry. And we were confused because we were like, how is Dr. Harry working at this place, but we're getting surgery done at New Life. We're not getting at this other place. And I think this place was called Dolls. I forgot what the place was called, right? So we were really confused. And then my 2 friends who were getting surgery, they had went to their pre-op appointment. And they met Dr. Harry. Dr. Harry didn't say anything about going to a different surgical center or anything like that. So they were like confused as well. Like, we don't know. We saw him. We spoke to him about what he wanted and everything was fine. So we were very confused. And on top of that, I was very frustrated because I had sent in all of my labs and my work, and you cannot get surgery until you're cleared from the coordinator at New Life. And this is like June 30th or 30th, right? There's only the 30th till June, I think, or 31st. I forgot. But the last day of June, my surgery is literally 3 days away, and I had still not been cleared by anyone at New Life. So I was getting a little bit frustrated because I'm like, okay, like, am I going to get surgery on the 3rd? What's going on? Like, all of these things are booked. So all this stuff was going on, right? So that happened. Then the lab thing happened. Again, terrible customer service. Like, really bad. So the next day is the 1st. One of my friends had surgery in the morning. I think like 8 in the morning was her BBL surgery with Dr. Harry. She texts us, because we're in a group chat, and she said Dr. Harry walked in, grabbed his stuff, and walked out and quit the next day. Remember, the day before they had their pre-op, the next day was the surgery. He quit the day of the surgery. Left the girls there. So she's like, they don't know what they're gonna do. So then we all start freaking out because it's like, we already came to Miami to get our surgery. And look, I don't know what Dr. Harry had going on at New Life. I don't know what was going on. To me, that was very unprofessional. Because number one, people spend a lot of money as is just to prepare for surgery. You have to book your nurses in advance because they get booked up. You have to book your massages in advance because they get booked up. You have to book your Airbnbs in advance. You already booked it for a week. You already, bought plane tickets, Ubers, food, all your post-op supplies, your fajas. People are spending $200 on a faja. Like, all of these things have been paid for before you go to surgery. And for you to just walk out on them after they did all of this already, it's just unprofessional to me. It was very unprofessional. So she ended up like, we're all freaking out because we're like, what's gonna happen? And now I'm freaking out because I'm like, am I gonna get surgery now? Because my surgery is on the 3rd and he just quit. So she's in there trying to figure it all out. Luckily, they ended up saying that we could go to Dr. Doback. We all wanted Dr. Doback. That was our first choice, and we ended up going to Dr. Doback. And we were so happy. So that day, she ended up getting surgery that night with Dr. Doback, and then I ended up getting surgery on the 2nd instead of the 3rd, which was great. I texted my nurse. She was like, yeah, I can come a day ahead, no worries. So I was a little nervous at this point. I had been cleared for surgery. I was a little nervous. I thought I had an extra day to just like focus and be like, relieve my stress. But now I was hitting like, no, you got to be up there at 10 a.m. and you're getting surgery the next day. So the day of surgery, I barely slept that night, right? So I'm a little tired. I go to the bank. I got my money because I paid for my surgery in cash. I paid for it like $5,000 in cash. And then I pull up to, because Dr. Doback has her own center. It's called Glamorous, I believe. So I pull up there. I pay for my surgery. They take me to this little back room. They tell me to get naked and put this little nightgown on and stuff like that. So I do. And then I'll insert some pictures and little videos of my surgery, of the little snaps that I took up here in this area, if I can find anything. But yeah, so Dr. Doback comes in and she's like, this is what we're gonna do. She's marking me up, letting me know what she's gonna put where. I told her that I want it really snatched away, so she's like, okay, we'll do that and all of that. 30 minutes later, a nurse comes in and she's like, okay, we're ready for you, so you come to the operating room. So at this point, I don't even pray, y'all. I don't pray. But I was in the bathroom and I'm like, please make sure everything comes out good. Please make sure it's safe. I come out alive. I don't come out botched. Please, please, please. So I go into the operating room. There's an anesthesiologist there, and he's putting the IV in my arm. And then he's asking me all these questions. You know how they do, before they put you to sleep, they ask you all these questions. So he's asking me where I'm from. The last thing I remember is telling him that I'm from Chicago, and I am knocked out. I don't remember anything after that. The next thing I know, I am in this weird room. I am really confused, right? I just woke up from surgery. I'm laying on my stomach. I feel huge. I don't know how to explain it. My butt and my thighs just felt ginormous. And I'm like, where the hell am I? I'm looking around. I'm trying to wiggle off this. They had me on this little stretcher type of thing, bed type of thing. So I'm trying to wiggle myself off because I couldn't move. I was so weak. And there was a nurse in there. She's like, relax, relax, relax. You're good. You just had surgery. We called your nurse. Your nurse is on her way to come get you. You just need to relax and just lay here and just wait for your nurse. And I'm wait for my nurse. I'm ready to go. What's going on? Where's my phone? Where's my stuff? So I'm asking for all my stuff. I'm just laying there. Then a couple minutes pass and it hit me I just had surgery. And I started feeling some pain. And I'm can you give me some medicine? I want to go to sleep. I kept telling the nurse, can you just give me something to knock me out? I want to be awake right now. Just knock me out. And she's like, I can't. Just relax. You're going to get some medicine when you get to your Airbnb. So just wait. And I'm just I don't want to wait. Give me the meds now. Where's the perk? Give me whatever you're giving me, give me that shit now. So my nurse finally came. They put me in the back of this little Mercedes Sprinter type of truck. We stop at the pharmacy before we stop at my Airbnb. They drop off my prescription. They take me to the Airbnb, and I just remember just going up to my room and just laying knocking out, just going to sleep. I was so tired and I felt so weird, and I just went to sleep. I think I woke up the middle of the night that night, and I was I felt better. I felt the anesthesia was just I was really confused and just I didn't know what the hell was going on. And once it wore off, I was okay, this is what happened. I'm good. So I remember the next day, I was scheduled to get a massage, and I had to take my faja off. and taking off my faja, and I just looked at my body and I was like, what the heck? Because the first day of like after surgery, post op, it's a very weird time because you don't know what the hell's going on with your body. You're all bruised up and swollen, and I was like, what is this? Like, what is going on? Because I was just purple everywhere, and like I feel like my hips looked kind of weird. Like my waist was looking like real super tiny, but I had a big old hips, and I was like, did I get botched? Like, what's going on, right? And then days after that was the worst for me personally. Like up to like day 4, honestly, up till I came back home was really bad for me emotionally, mentally, and physically. I feel like mentally I was just very exhausted. I was very emotional because I was like, what did I do to myself? Like, why didn't I just work out? This was too much, because it is very like, it feels very weird, like not being able to like walk, properly, having this freaking compression garment on and having to keep it on. I had no feeling on my torso where I got lipo, so like I was getting like the massages and they would just feel so weird, leaking everywhere. I know some doctors they put like a little pouch for you to leak, but Dobac, she just leaves some incisions open and you're just leaking everywhere. So I was just leaking everywhere. My appetite was really bad. My biggest thing was sleeping. That's what really made me very irritable, was the fact that I had to sleep on my stomach, and I'm not a stomach sleeper at all. I'm a side sleeper or a back sleeper. And having to sleep on my stomach was so hard for me. I remember the 3rd day I was crying because I'm like, I can't sleep. Like, I can't sleep. I was like, give me the Benadryl. I was literally like drugging myself. Like, I'm not kidding. I was literally drugging myself to go to sleep because I couldn't sleep that way. It was not comfortable to me. So up until like the first week, I was very emotional and I was very upset at myself for doing this. And I was like, bitch, never again. Like, it's not happening again. But now I'm 4 months post-op, and I love my results. I'm so happy with how everything came out. I feel like Dobac did amazing on me. She gave me exactly what I wanted. My waist is like super snatched. My hips look amazing. My butt keeps growing. Like, when they tell you that your butt keeps growing after surgery, they're not lying. And I keep dropping weight. So I am trying to lose a little bit of weight because I did weigh 175 when I got my surgery, and now I weigh 158. I want to be around the 150, so this is like my perfect weight for me. And my stomach has never been this flat. That lower fat that was bothering me so much is gone. It does not exist. And I just feel so confident. I feel so good. I've never felt this good about my body in a long time. Like, this is like the best money I ever spent. I do plan on getting another round in the spring. I'm not sure if I want to do a BBL or if I just want to get more lipo. But we will see. We will see what I do. But I mean, so far everything looks amazing. Again, Dobac did her thing. So I'm gonna show you guys how my body looks like, and I'm gonna put like a before picture. So this was my body before, and I'm gonna show you guys the after. Okay, so this is after. I'm gonna try to move back as much as I can, and as you guys can see, like my waist, my stomach is like super flat. Mind you, I still eat very garbage. Like, I don't eat that healthy at all, and I'm like not gaining weight. I don't know if this is just like post lipo vibes or what, but as you can see, my stomach, that lower fat that I had is gone. My waist looks amazing. My hips, I love it. I love my front profile. From the side, I wanted my butt to stick out more. She did that. She gave my butt a little bit more of a jiggle, which is exactly what I wanted. In the back. Again, I always had a pretty, decent sized butt, but I felt like it was more wide than full, and I definitely see a fullness now. Like, definitely see more butt up here and stuff like that, more jiggle, more fullness, and that's what I wanted. Get up close. And it moves so good. So that is my BBL story, my journey, how it happened. Let me know if you guys have any comments, any questions regarding surgery. If you guys want me to do a video about what post-op supplies you should get, I'll do a video on that, no problem, but there's already so many videos on that. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.